All right, sorry about that, Todd. The camera ran out of battery. So anyway, regarding the radio, I would, you can either have someone look at it, but I would probably end up just bypassing this thing. So the rest of the stereo is all top shelf stuff. The battery in the car is a brand new Optima battery and a brand new Optima box. I'm going to pull this hatch down so you can see how it goes in. So let's go through this stuff. So you've got the custom auto sound stereo. These are some documents from the car that I got when I got the car. Some old registration and whatnot. That's the bill of sale for the car when I bought it. You've got this DMV application. These are some old oil change receipts, so nothing real significant there. So here's the instruction manual for the Atomic EFI. It lays out how it goes together, how the hoses work, the diagrams of how the system works. So you have this. These are the instructions for all the wiring in the car. It has all the diagram for the wiring, how everything's laid out, schematics to how the connections go, how the car's set up. Everything in it, wiper switch, headlight switch, all the stuff's brand new. So you have that. This is for the air conditioning, obviously, for the car. It tells you everything about the AC, what part numbers are in it, how it goes together, how the system goes together, how to control it. Detroit Speed, this is for the power steering system. Here are the Core 3 brakes. These are the manuals for the brakes. This is for the serpentine drive, for the front runner, for the air conditioning. These are for the suspension system and how it all goes together. This is instructions how to put it on. More Ride Tech stuff. I have quite a bit of Ride Tech stuff, obviously. More Ride Tech stuff. This is for the ignition. The ignition, this car is a 6AL, so it has a rev limiter built into it. So this tells you how it all goes together, how to set the timing up. The system is upside down up underneath the dash with a blaster coil from MSD. Everything works perfectly. So here are a bunch of receipts from Ring Brothers and from a bunch of different manufacturers. A bunch of OPG receipts. All kinds of different pieces in here. This is mostly just random stuff that I bought, and so that's what this group is. Super Muscle Parts out in Rancho Cordova. These are for some trim pieces, also from OPG. American Pastimes is a local hot rod shop. These are all the receipts for them. Obviously, you can see there are quite a few. The air conditioning system's in here. A lot of electrical ground strap stuff. All that stuff's in here. This is for the wiper system. This shows you how the wiper system goes together. That's the little tin block-off plate that they send you. I had one CNC'd and powder-coated for the car instead, a little bit cleaner look. But really nice system. It shows you color instructions, how it all goes together, how the wiring goes together. And of course, got to have receipts from Summit Racing, right? So this has pistons, the cam, everything for the engine, some small parts. I mean, all kinds of stuff in here. So these main bearings, there's camshaft bearing kit, everything else is in here for the engine itself. So you have pretty complete set of receipts and lots of good original documentation and the Protecto plate for the car. So you're pretty set up there. The title's clear, of course. There's no fees owed in the car or anything stupid like that. So that's kind of that for the car. That's of course going to go with it. I also have a body manual somewhere that I seem to be missing, but put that together. Go ahead and back out, Dan. Oh yeah, let's pull this cover down. So to pull it down, set your finger right at the top here. So that's how it goes. So we got the Optima battery there. This is for the stereo system. I disconnected it just for the journey over to use, so that so it would be no power would be going to it. The orange wire goes to the lights back here. That's all that's for. The ground is a stainless ground. It goes to the body. The body is grounded to the frame correctly. The engine is grounded to the frame correctly, and so there's a good ground going through it, through the whole car. So that's the stereo box. It's very simple. That's the gain control for the sub. That's up very, very low, and then the 2 amps are up on top. So if you need to get to any of that stuff, the rear seat unbolts just like a stock seat, like a stock Chevelle seat, and it's pretty straightforward. So okay, you want to go for a ride?
Sure.
All right, let's go for a ride. See if I get the right key. Nope, different key. So one key's for the door, one key's for the trunk, one key for the ignition. So without a foot on the pedal. So MSD says it takes about 300 to 400 miles of driving for the EFI to kind of learn itself and to get to learn the car. So it's got 70 miles on it. The car runs really well. The idle's set about 900 RPM. You can see the car makes great oil pressure. It's currently running about 160 degrees. Obviously that's going to run. The car likes to run right around 195 to 200 degrees. That just seems to be where it likes to be. The fans come on at 185. If you start, it runs about 205, 200 in just dead traffic. If you're sitting there for a half an hour, it'll run in there. If you're moving down the road, the car runs about 180, 185, which for a big block is pretty expected. So, charging system is charging over 13 volts, which is great. It's a 120 alternator, 120 amp alternator, and there's a half a tank of gas in it. So I know it has to ship with a quarter tank, so I'll make sure that it's got less fuel in it. I'll either drive it or I'll just drain the tank. So. As far as the AC system goes, you can turn the fans on there. You can hear the fans going. It's blowing really well on the top. If you want to turn the heater on, you just turn it to hot, and the switch is on. Now it's hot air coming out now. And if it's going to be AC, you just leave it over here to AC. You would turn the clutch on, and away you go. So this gets faster or slower all the way down. The defroster, you can turn on defroster. It's going to shut these off. Now the defroster's on now. Okay. Now the defroster's on. That's how it works. Like I said, this switch here is a dead switch. There's nothing hooked up to it. So, if you do end up running the stereo, you basically just hit the knob to turn it on. It's on now. It's got some presets in it if you want to preset it. Up underneath there's the 1/8 inch wire. You can hook it up to your phone if you want. You just turn it on Pandora and away you go. That's that. So the shifter. It's got five forward gears, right? The fifth is up and over. Reverse, you push down and to the back. So you should go first. Down to the back, right? So everything's brand new in there. All the linkage is brand new, so it takes that. Sometimes if you can't get in reverse, you basically just go to reverse like that. Okay, clutch pedal is really light. We'll go around the block and see what's going on with this thing. Get it up to temperature a little bit. Guess I better look and see what I'm doing, right? The car's got a really positive feel to it. No mistake, it's definitely a muscle car. I mean, it makes a ton of power, and it's got a really nice rumble. It's not too loud. You can definitely have a conversation inside the car. It's very comfortable. The seating position is really comfortable. It holds a gear just fine. It's a brand new car. I mean, it needs to be driven and it needs to be enjoyed. I'm sure you're probably going to have some small adjustments. If you want the suspension to be softer, just click it on down to level 2 or 3. I've got it on level 9 right now. If you want it to be firmer and you want it to handle better, it'll be a little bit more taut, you can dial it up even more. But there aren't any rattles or funky noises or squeaks or undulations or any issues. There's no hesitation in the throttle or anything like that. So. Car's a pretty straightforward car. The whole interior has been sprayed with lizard skin. It's also been dynamatted on top of the lizard skin. It's got the ceramic coating on the bottom of the car for heat. In the interior of the car, it's got the noise prevention, noise dampening stuff sprayed onto it, and then dynamat on top of that. The doors are dynamatted, the headliner is dynamatted, the trunk is dynamatted, the insides of the quarters are dynamatted, the upper top of the cowl is dynamatted. Firewall is completely dynamatted, so spent a lot of money and a lot of time doing that to ensure the inside of the car be really comfortable and quiet. So anyway, I'll stop talking and let you just listen to the car. Well, I hope you enjoy the car a lot. I think you will. I think you'll be grinning driving down the beach in this thing. So I'm definitely going to miss it. It's been a great car. It's been a great adventure. We'll be on to the next one. And yeah, of course, if you have any questions or you need anything, you give me a call or email me. I'll help you through anything you need. So the car's a brand new car. You get a hell of a car for your money, no doubt about it. So anyway, enjoy, man.